Hello, sir.
Hello. Nice background.
Oh, I got better ones. You wait.
It's too funny.
I cut my own hair for this. See that?
Oh, did you now?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. We're already recording, so we're just going with it.
No, we're not. I see it says record on the bottom, you liar.
I said we are recording. How's that? Although it doesn't look too good.
Oh, you got the spaceship going. I'm in this better space.
I'm just getting it done. It's too funny.
Yeah, this is
Oh, nice.
my client meeting one. This was one for opening day. That never happened. This is when I want to be executive. I know. And this is happy hour. This is my favorite. This is like, because I really, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just at the bar. You know, I love people here.
That's funny. For some reason on my laptop, I have a MacBook Pro, and it doesn't pick it up. It's just weird. On my iPad does. I've seen those. That's funny.
What's that?
I'm in Office.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite because I'm like, yeah, nobody's in today. You know, it's working.
Yeah, it's a good. You got a good. Do you have a green screen in the background?
I do have a green screen in the background.
That's why. That's why it looks so good.
Oh, it's
like,
clear.
wait a minute.
It's so much clearer.
Nice.
I know. It jams me into the office in the back, but you know, whatever.
Look at you all dressed up too. I've been like this the whole time.
I'm not going to tell you what I have at the bottom half, but you know, it's cozy. Now we're recording. Oh, we're live. Look at that.
Apparently Target and Walmart have a run on tops, but not really bottoms.
That's awesome.
So how are you, Ben?
I'm good, man.
Yes.
As good as everybody can be, you know, like everybody's going through it their own way. We are, we're very lucky to be in the profession that we are. Not everybody's as lucky, which is crazy. I literally picked up food from a local restaurant, give them some business, and they are just like so down and out. It sucks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Good. Just, working away. I mean, best you can expect it. I always say plan for a few months, but also day by day. We just kind of take one day at a time. It's funny, just right before I had to call with my business partner, and Bob was like, hey, got through Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. So it's literally like, that's how we do it. Like, we're planning, obviously we're going through the process, but it's one of those.
It's smart to think that way. That's actually my wife was giving me advice, because about like last week I was saying, I don't know what the future holds for the whole world. It's crazy. And she's like, everybody's just got to be day to day. I mean,
you got to plan. You got to kind of pretend to plan some of it or plan some of it, right? But at the end of the day, it's gonna change and it's moving target. But then you do day by day, basically.
Yeah, the analogy I heard that I like was like, it's like buying into a stock that you don't know which direction it's going to go at. If it's going to, and having a plan for when you're, when you'd sell out of it, what you would, like, how far in would you go? When would you double down? So especially for businesses that are like struggling through it, like a restaurant or something, at which point do you lay off all your staff? And at which point do you do all this? So we're lucky we have project work, and we are literally signing projects still daily because of the fact that like people have to switch to digital. Like, you don't have a choice to reach your audience. So we've probably seen as much activity on the new side as we have damage to the old side. And it just sucks for some people, but it's, we're lucky to be in the business we are in. You too?
Yeah. I was going to ask, what kind of business are you in? Because we like to know what you do there, Ben.
It's true. So are we starting now? Is this like cut? Are we cutting now?
Actually. No cutting. This is how we do it.
Oh, it's raw? So everything I just said is live? Oh, man.
That's how it goes, man. That's how you like it.
All right.
It's a conversation with a friend, but we still gotta know what you do.
So I'm LeDonni. I'm from Creative MS in Philly. We strategically partner with those that look for the most effective digital marketing solution, and we hope to deliver that. We use a lot of data-driven marketing, a lot of content inbound, paid media. Have a team of experts that specialize in a lot of the facets of digital marketing. Been in business for 15 years. Have a client base across all different industries, which is why I was talking about different in and outs of the industries. Some that are damaged right now and hurting, and some that are accelerating. Scientific healthcare is definitely accelerating, and even real estate in some degrees is like challenged, but they're still working through some of it with virtual tours and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's who we are, what we do. Personally, I have 3 kids. Wife, live out in the suburbs of Philly in Bucks County in Newtown. And yeah.
Just holed up in a house and doing all the things.
Yeah.
How's it?
This is my office. You know, I'll show you my backyard. I can actually flip out there really quickly and just go to my backyard that has a beautiful little fireplace area.
Is that actually your backyard?
Huh?
Is that your backyard?
No, I wish it was. It would be nice.
Right. That's funny.
We're trying to have fun. You know what I'm learning is like you got it. Like we're enjoying a lot of time with the kids. We're lucky we have a puppy at home, so we're taking long walks, doing all that, and just trying to enjoy the little things. You know, the world's a crazy place right now, but I feel like we've got a lot to still hold on to, like people that have their health, and my family luckily is all healthy, so can't really complain on that side.
Yeah, April's gonna be an interesting month. I can tell you that. If March was something, April's gonna be interesting.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know. I think I don't think we're going near out of this mess in some way or another till June-ish at least. I mean, I think Virginia just did it till June 30th or whatever they're doing. So, but they're lagging behind everybody. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, for us, obviously, luckily, we can change up as we know. We can all work from home, which is nice. Projects still going. People still gotta work, right? Gotta move the world forward and not just completely shot. So for us, it's been okay, but still day at a time.
Yeah.
Did you lose any clients or just kind of like slow down or stuff like that on the other side? I know you said you're picking up some things, but
we had one client that had to stop everything because he puts 15 consultants on a plane every Monday, and that's how he makes his business go. They meet physically on site, and so he totally was like, I can't invest in this any longer because marketing on my side, I don't even know where we're going to be after this all goes. And then we have another client that's supports businesses in New York City and has to be on site with them. They're a bigger business, so they just put things on hold for a month, and we were very like, we got to do what we got to do to help you guys get by. Let's, we know there's a contract. So we actually, in that situation, we know this will come back around. We ended up putting a couple months on the end of their contract because they're on for a year, and took a break for next month because they know they're not going to need it. So we're trying to be good partners with those guys. So 2 that were majorly impacted like that amongst our probably 14 that are, ongoing partners of ours. And we had a couple of those remaining 12 that accelerated, like one's in real estate, and they went to virtual showings and invested some additional money in the marketing behind virtual showings, which is working amazing for them.
Yeah.
So that's great. And then a scientific client that is makes product that is in labs and being used right now for the test creation, but more specifically like trying to find a vaccine. They make these little pipette devices. So, so they of course are busy right now. Not that they needed to change anything in their marketing, their spend. We have some talent acquisition and partnership clients, client that partners up with people to help on the staffing and talent acquisition side. And they're in a lot of flux, but it's not all bad, right? Some temp staffing and consulting staffing is good, and some firm stuff is bad. So we're in this, we're in a state of flux like everybody else, but there's, like I said, there's not all bad.
Yeah. I mean, you would think so, right? There's some industries just like destroyed, and some are, thriving, right? The world is going to change after all this. The whole going back to, so are you changing your mind on fully being remote?
So, no. Nope. I love, we miss each other. We really do miss each other as a team. We're doing happy hours on Thursday afternoons, try and get together. We just talked about it today, but like Thursday mornings, we do breakfast and everybody vented about what was going on in their lives, and we're lacking that because we're not getting together and doing that.
Yep.
I don't mind it. I mean, I really don't mind the commute, not having to commute, getting a little extra sleep, a little extra work. But I don't think we'll go back to fully remote. My question is, how many companies are going to be like, we did it. We went full remote. We don't need to meet anymore. Let's just, get rid of the office space. Do this.
I have my question is actually opposite of that. Is like all those companies going to make people go back to work and go, no, we can't do remote anymore. And be like, we just spent 6 months doing remote.
Right. Well, if that happened, that's true.
What do you mean? Wait, I don't understand. I think Amex just announced they did all 8,000 of their employees. They figure out how to do remote. They're all remote. They have a hiring freeze, but they're all remote. So 8,000 of them. If they can figure it out, they'd be fine. Don't get me wrong. I like being in the office, but it changes now.
Yeah, but you and I come from an industry that has been very used to this for a long time.
I know plenty of agencies that hate people being remote. Like, fully hate it. They'd rather have everybody in one room.
I know that they'd rather, but it's not that they couldn't work remotely if they had to.
No, I'm not saying they couldn't. They can. They just hate doing it.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I mean, the question is what happens when it all subsides, and like now you've got all these Zoom users that know how to do it, and the gap between like the non-technical and the technical, I think, is shortened or going to be shortened a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that? You think that's true?
Yeah, I think the technology will help that. But other than that, like, people are just getting used to it, right? Like, understanding where things are and how it works and all that it's pretty hard for a lot of people,
Oh, yeah. I was on a call. The first 10 minutes of the call was getting to understand how Microsoft Teams works. And it was, and I mean, personally, I'm much more of a Zoom fan. But, you see an interface, you click a couple links. Oh, whoops, I'm staring at my screen. Sorry about that. Won't do that again. And now I've learned it. And
yeah. I think we just grew up that way, right? You get to tinker and press buttons, and nothing really is going to break. I think it's just afraidness of it, right?
Yeah, maybe it's an age gap.
Yeah.
So it's like my mom and dad were on a Zoom call. We did a Zoom call on Sunday after church. We did virtual church, and then we all got together and talked about just what's going on in our lives. And my parents were like, "This is hard for a lot of us to try and figure out how this stuff all works."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You try to be a tech support for your family for most of this.
Like, he suggested that I sell training lessons to the 55 and older community down the street, and I was like, nah. I don't think I could, because the very tool you need to use is the tool I'm training you on, and you have to use that for me to train you on it. So it's very complex. Though we started a site called workremotoolbox.com that was all about the tools and the processes and things that you need to be able to properly work remote. And you could probably learn it a lot through reading and screenshots and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try to make it simple. We actually have 2 Alexas in our parents' houses, but we use FaceTime a lot because it's easy. It's right there. It's built in. Google Duo is actually really good if you want to do cross-platform type things for that particular reason.
Mm.
Kind of FaceTimey, but for you can do iPhones to Androids and stuff. Just it works really well.
Oh, really?
Um,
I didn't know that.
mhm,
Oh,
mhm,
all right, because it's just they have to install that app on their phone and then they can use it.
mhm. Yeah.
Have you caught any nice live concerts? Like this weekend, Saturday night, we did a live stream of Twitch, my favorite DJ, and he just,
I'm trying to like not. I mean, we spend so much time on these things, and especially now when you're like you get up and you basically just work. I try to not, um, try to
good for
not
you.
have as many news, but you know, you're on so many Slacks. The funny thing is the inundation of web conferences and Zoom things like longer presentations is getting too much now. There's so many of them, so you have this like onslaught. You basically can spend your whole day just watching them.
That's so funny you say that. I think I said it yesterday. I'm like, things are just getting thrown at you so much, so quickly, so much content, not just things, but like content to absorb, that it's
Mm-hmm.
just very hard to know what to pay attention to. Like the ADD
Mm-hmm.
of content creation is just insane. Now, I don't think it's it's like a product of being home as much as it is that everybody else is home and everybody's creating content and pushing it very quickly. That's the challenge.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of the content producers, and I know because we produce a lot of content, and we just have this like natural like this is what we want to do. Like this thing just started out of nowhere. I was just like I want to do it, and I just did it. You know what I mean? So there's a lot, but we also create 2 different podcasts. We have tons of content we create, and that's just I think people who have been creating content, there's this freedom. I don't have to go to work. I don't have to be at the office. I can just create. You know what I mean? And it's just it combines it really quickly. It's a lot more concentrated.
So you read Groundswell? Did you ever read Groundswell?
No.
I think it's Malcolm Gladwell, but it's
Oh yeah.
there's a ladder of your engagement online, and it was way back in the early days of like social media. And he's just basically like 80% or so are people that just consume the content, and the 20% are the creators. And in the creators, there are people that engage, and then there are people that actually create new things at the higher end, and that's only a small percentage. I'm just questioning whether or not that small percentage of creators is increasing, like more people are comfortable creating online. So you take like, for example, the gyms, the local gym here now is doing Zoom classes and online content,
Mm-hmm.
all these things.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do it before. There was no reason they couldn't have, they just didn't. And I'm curious if that ladder that he talks about is becoming 5% or now 15%, or if it's literally just that like nobody's climbing that ladder. There's just that many more people online and doing this.
There's a lot more. You're gonna see who's been doing it forever, but also now you're gonna see also people who are just like, well, I have no other option.
Yeah, forced,
right? So it's a forced thing, and you have to do it. So it's funny how that works out. But I think every industry is just going to change of what happens to them. From restaurants to medical to what we do for a living.
I think it's going to change really quickly too. I mean, I'm almost like, I keep saying it, more than worried, I'm excited to see what comes out of this, because I think there's just going to be so much cool stuff that comes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me is like, wow, I'm going to wish I thought of all those new cool things. But the other part of me is just going to be so proud of that entrepreneur that was in his basement coding up something new. That's like, that was such a cool idea. Like Netflix Watch Party. Did you see that yet? Such a cool idea. And that's like so simple in concept. Probably not that hard to.
Some of the best businesses came out of recession, so and adversity, and it's how it works, right?
Yeah, man.
Figure out other ways to do stuff. So, what?
This is what I was talking about. This is that ground.
Gotcha.
So like
Gotcha.
the spectators, the people that join in, collect the feeds. You see RSS feeds, so that dates it. Critics and then the creators. Cool. Yeah, but still super relevant. Like this is kind of probably 80-20, where the 80s are down here and then the 20s are up here. But I wonder how much this is changing over time. Be cool to see a modern version of it.
Right. What kind of advice do you have people like current marketing
What are we
since it's
telling
a
people to
weird
do?
time? Hmm.
Be helpful. Just be helpful. As whatever you can possibly do to be helpful to your current audience more than anything. Like if you take marketing traditionally, a lot of times you talk about that awareness, consideration, and decision funnel of like people that don't know about you yet. The people that don't know about you are not right now as important as the people that do and need your help. And so we're talking a
Yep.
lot about those people that you can already engage with, tighten that circle up, give them as much help and love as you possibly can in whatever it is that they need. And then not worry about what's going to come back in return, because you're going to basically evangelize your brand and build your brand around being a thought leader and a good person.
So I find it really funny because it's all the stuff you're supposed to do all the time.
Content creation, thought leadership. Yeah. But
But
you
be
don't have a
helpful,
choice.
right?
You don't have a choice to do that digitally now. You can't be a face-to-face, I'm going to go coach.
Right. Exactly. But it's funny how it's just forced, right? Like if you watch Gary V, right? He's been preaching it for years, right? Be helpful, be helpful. It's going to come back. Just be helpful. Give it away for free. And the funny thing is now you hear every marketing person go, "Oh, yeah, that should be happening."
That's a good idea.
Duh. Like, how does this change? It doesn't change.
Well, the one thing that is very different is, so we talk about personas and your audience, and like really knowing your audience. The audience, what they are going through right now is different than what they were going through last month. Their challenges, their pain points is very somewhat different, or can be very different for them, mainly because of the way that they're working, the time that they have, like the time of day at which you want to reach them. So if you're talking about marketing in the short term, like right now, what do I do? There are differences in terms of how you reach them. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Like if you, so if you're Marriott right now and you had ads running for your hotel listings when somebody searched for a hotel in a given city, all those ads are off. But that opens up the door for somebody else that searches for that same term to be able to advertise at a cheaper rate because Marriott's not buying those terms.
Mm-hmm.
The time of day at which people are searching that is going to be different than they were, 6 weeks
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're also seeing a lot of Facebook put out an article that said that they're like just trying to hold it together because of how much traffic is coming in. And then literally I have a screenshot in my feed of the next article down was how Facebook's ad revenue is tanking because of this. And you're like, wait a second, traffic's up, but ad revenue's down? That's interesting.
Organic traffic is, but people are pulling their ads, right? Like, what are you going to advertise?
That's the question. But it's not
Right.
It's not should I advertise, it's what do I advertise?
Right. The impressive thing I have, a lot of those big brands and watching TV over the past 3 weeks, they've changed their ads so quickly. Like, that is impressive.
Oh, they have to. I mean, it
But
could
like
be.
impressed, like actual commercials on TV, like
Oh
live
yeah,
TV,
yeah,
they've
yeah.
changed it so quick. 3 weeks ago, we were watching TV, and Burger King had, "Hey, we know you can't come to the store, but here's our mobile ordering app, and Uber Eats will deliver it." And I'm like, "What the hell?
Quick.
That is
Yes.
quick."
Yeah. I mean,
So
everybody's okay with a little bit of delay on that, I feel like, but the brands that get it quickly and adapt their ads, it speaks a lot to like how fast they are able to adapt and what they're actually doing.
please don't send that, and please don't send out the email about the virus, please. It's just silly.
So you're the second person that said that to me today. It's like the subject line of using COVID in subject line is just now totally overplayed. It's gotten to.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
I still got a whole bunch of them this morning. I'm like, that's not.
It depends.
Yeah,
It depends what you're using it for. I mean, I think if you're a bank and you have to tell people about your updated policies and procedures at the bank.
Oh, that's okay. No. I have no problem with that. But there's a whole bunch of brands that just don't need it.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to think of the one that I saw this week that I was like, I our stance on COVID was the subject line. And I was like, why would you have a stance? You don't need a stance. Who's calling you to ask? Like,
Although what we saw, an interesting stat is there's some brands, beauty and stuff like that. I mean, beauty, luxury goods, fashion has taken a hit, but I've seen a whole bunch of ads come out this weekend, just emails, and it did an uptick of purchases.
which brand was that? You remember?
No.
It's probably a food brand, right?
No, it was not food brand, not an actual good. It was actually like makeup and people just buying things just to make themselves feel better, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Retail therapy.
But there's an uptick this morning, over the weekend.
Is it against rules to share screen, or is that cool?
No, go ahead.
This was my favorite industry analysis of traffic growth and decline. And this is on Neil Patel's site.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing to me out of all of this is that's traffic. Here's conversion. Food just as a complete uptick. Now that's obvious paranoia around things, but it's also the thing that everybody is buying right now and where they're spending money. And your media, look at the difference in media traffic relative to conversion. But just in general, the fact that that's not shocking, that amount of attention is going towards media is not shocking. Anyway.
Sorry for a second.
Did you find it?
Yeah. I'll send it to you. It's obviously essentials, but like a weird quick uptick on performance against benchmark, revenue against Google, Facebook spending. Yeah, it's just got weird. Like, it's a weird uptick.
But you got to think. I mean, so from your question on the marketing side of things, like what are we seeing? What are we recommending? You just got to think about yourself. First of all, think about yourself of like, what are you doing on your daily? Where are you spending your time? How you said you're trying to sign off and get off the screen towards the end of the day. I mean, that's like probably a good portion of people are trying to think that way. The other people are just online all day, every day at home. But when they're online at night, they're on social. They're like consuming more content. They're just getting inundated with negativity. So the more human you can be with positivity, the better it is. Was John Krasinski. Did you see this morning? Just saw
I haven't watched that. Yeah, but I want to watch that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's great, man. That's the stuff like, and his brand of himself as an actor and as a person is just now amplified by the fact that he's trying to do something good. And it's not even marketing. It's just human to human touch, For anybody that's watching this that doesn't know what he does or what he's doing, all 5 of you, he's putting together like a newsreel every day of like good things that people submit to him that are happening. So a neighbor mowing somebody's lawn or, really kind of just down to earth, cool stuff.
Yeah. So one last question. What are you obsessed with now?
Right now, does it have to be as a result of this virus or no?
No, anything. Literally anything. Apparently, backgrounds on Zoom. But
I was going to say that. You just picked it. That was the first thing that popped in my mind. And with that, allow me to show you some of my favorites. Since we're in Philadelphia, you could be in the Phillies locker room in Clearwater, which this was actually.
I thought our marketing director was gonna cry in the corner that day.
I know.
I think all of us did. Yeah.
This is Oregon. I took this picture, one of my favorites. Took this picture at a conference in LA. I was made it to the beach. This is our meeting picture and our meeting background. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably what I would say of all things I'm obsessed with right now, that's probably it.
Well, you even have a green screen behind you, which is a lot.
I will show you that. It's true. It is a lot. That's the reality of where I am right now. It's not as beautiful.
Just through a green screen in the background and just doing it.
It is definitely not as beautiful as Batman's lair.
There we go.
Oh man, on that note, the sun is setting on our conversation, is it not?
Yes, it is done. Thank you, sir. Hold that thought there.